Well, let's go back into this presentation here. As I mentioned, give very, very specific instructions. You do not want to tell the writer that you want a keyword density of 1%. You want to tell them exactly how many times you want the keyword used. For example, if you have a 1,000 word article and you want a 1% keyword density, tell them you want your keyword used 10 times. Don't say 1% because they may, for some reason, think that they only need to use it one time in the article, and this is not a good idea. You also want to tell them if you want it broken up. So if you have a 1,000 word article, you're going to want subheadings in between. So if you have a article about atrial fibrillation, which once again is a heart condition, you may want one heading to say heart health, and it's going to have a paragraph or two about how to keep your heart healthy or something like that. You don't just want a article that goes for 1,000 words that's not split up at all, because people aren't going to like reading that. People like to see what they're going to be reading. They also like to be able to skip around if they want to, and it makes it extremely easy for them to go down and find exactly what they're looking for. Because maybe someone's reading your 1,000 word article and they only want to read those 2 paragraphs on heart health. So you just never know. So, and I talked about this before, you want about 75% of your content exactly related to your keyword or your main topic that your site is about. So your first article may be atrial fibrillation causes, your next one may be atrial fibrillation symptoms, your next one may be kind of similar to the first one but a little bit different keyword, causes of atrial fibrillation. And then you want 25% related to your niche. So this may be an article all about eating healthy to keep your heart healthy. So it's going to go through and it's going to give you the things that you should be eating to keep your heart healthy. It's going to be the things you should not be eating, which I think most of us probably end up doing anyways. And also maybe some recipes or something like that for good heart healthy snacks and meals. So 75% related to your main topic, and I would say 25%, I know I put related to your niche here, but maybe it's better to say indirectly related to your topic. So it is still related, but just not as much as your other ones. So how much content should you have on your site? Here's what I recommend. At least 25 pages, typically more. It is an authority site. We're not building one-page sites. We're not building 5 or 10-page sites. So you want at least 25 pages. Now, don't get stuck thinking that you need to put these all on your site at one time. In fact, I don't recommend it at all, and you should not do that. So what you want to do is you want to start by posting an article every couple of days for about a month. After that, you need to post an article every 4 to 7 days if you would like. And I put or less. I actually meant more often if you would like. You can actually do it however you want, but this is exactly what I recommend, because you want to get that initial boost in there. So in your first month, if you're going to have an article every 2 days, you're going to have 15 articles on there after your first month, which is a pretty good start. You're going to start seeing how your site's going to be ranking. It's going to start moving up in the rankings. And if you build Adsense or Amazon or any other type of sites before, you know it's going to fluctuate a little bit. So one day it may be on the second page of Google, the next day you're not going to see it anywhere in Google. This is just the way it works, and it's called the Google dance. So after a month, I would recommend staying with every 2 days if you can, maybe 3 days. If you really want to, you can go every 4 to 7 days. It's not going to hurt anything, but that's just what I recommend that you do, just to get to keep getting more keywords that you're able to rank for. You're going to get more domain authority, and your site's going to rank higher in Google. So also posting content automatically. This is a great way to do it, so you don't have to go in every couple days and post content. So I'll log in right here. Okay, so we're going to go to posts and add new, and this will be in whatever WordPress site you have. So over here you see the little publish tab, and what you can do is you can, under publish immediately, go to edit, and you can select what date you want this to post on. So I could go, it's August 18th right now. I could do August 23rd at, how about 7:02 p.m. It's in military time. And then you would just click OK, and it's scheduled to post now. I think I put the 8th. Oh, I see. So we're going to do, actually I think I was right. Okay, so that's the month right there. I was getting confused by it. But so the August 25th, 2013 at 7:02 p.m. And you can still select all the other stuff you want. So you can select your category that you normally would have done, tags. You can do any of your on-page optimization and put in your article, your title. So everything is exactly the same, except instead of publishing immediately, it's going to schedule it out. And this is a great way to do it because say you only want to do this once a week and you're posting an article every 2 days. So what you can do is you can go in on a Sunday and you can set your entire week's postings all at once. So you're not going in and doing anything. You don't have to go mess with anything, but you can have it all scheduled out for the entire week. On-page optimization. Now, I want you to listen carefully here because this has changed in the recent past. This is how I do it now, and any of those methods that you've heard from anywhere from a year ago to 5 years ago, forget about it. Just listen to this right now. So you do still want your keyword in your title. You also want it in your URL. You want it in the H1, H2, and H3 headings. So let's go take a look at this. So you want it in your title, so I would want atrial fibrillation causes. There's my keyword right there. And sometimes it's best to do a phrase match here where maybe it would be common atrial fibrillation causes rather than keeping the title the same exact title as your keyword. So then where it says paragraph right here, and if you can't see that, you might have to click right here, show and hide kitchen sink. And then this opens up down here. And you have your heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. And you want your keyword in here. And it's kind of the same thing where you want it, you don't want it to be your exact keyword, but you want it to have your keyword in there. So we would have typical atrial fibrillation causes, if atrial fibrillation causes was our keyword. And then you also want H2 and H3 tags, heading 2 and heading 3. And I would change these up. So most common atrial fibrillation causes. We could even change that just to most typical, just so they're different from each other, but they have your keyword in each one. Okay, so you also want the keyword in your first sentence of your article. You want it in the last sentence of your article. You want an image with an alt tag containing your keyword. So you just go to add media, add your image, and then it'll ask for the alt tag. And you want to do the same thing you did with the headings. You also want a keyword density of 1 to 1.5%, no more, typically not less. I would recommend keeping it at 1%. And continue. You want your article length to be 800 to 1,000 words. You want 2 to 3 related keywords spread throughout your article. You also want your keyword used once in your meta title, meta description, and meta keywords. And most importantly, you want good information, proper grammar, and spelling. So let's go take a look at the meta information here. So this is optimized press. I don't recommend this for Adsense sites, but this is just what I'm the theme that's installed on the site that I'm showing this to you. And you're going to want to install All-in-One SEO Pack, which is a free plugin. This particular theme actually has the on-page optimization settings in it already, so I don't need that. So your custom title tag is going to override what you have up here. A lot of times, or actually most of the time, I'll just keep it the same. Now this is what's going to show up in Google. So we go to google.com, we type in atrial fibrillation causes. This is what's going to show up right here as your title. Let's see. And the meta description is going to show up down here. And then meta keywords is just going to kind of help Google know what your site's about. So meta description might be the most common causes of atrial fibrillation are ... and then you would just go and type it out. And you're only allowed a certain amount of characters, otherwise it'll get cut off in Google, just like this where it ends in ... So you want to enter that there. You want to have your keyword in here. So I actually did this incorrectly. I would want to do the most common atrial fibrillation causes are, and then you just go in to describe it, or just put something catchy that people are going to want to actually click and read this. Meta keywords, I would maybe do atrial fibrillation, or symptoms of atrial fibrillation, heart health, and you don't want too many of these. You want maybe like 5 or so, and then you're good to go. So this custom title tag is what shows up in Google as the title right here. The description will show up here. The meta keywords don't show up anywhere. They just help Google to know what your site is all about. And I don't want to stress, or I can't stress this enough, good information, proper grammar and spelling. You want really good content on your website. I showed you the places to get it, or if you write it yourself, either make sure it's done properly or have someone proofread it for you. All right, thank you very much, and we will see you soon.